a triangle that is known as a tricky one. A track that is known to IndyCar fans as a fun one to be a part of. That is where we land in what is the town of Long Pond, Pennsylvania. The Pocono Raceway. That is where we sit as we get ready for a Triple Crown event for the Velocity Online Racing Series, as we welcome you in virtually to the Pocono Raceway up here in the mountains. And it is the Pocono 300, race number 4 of this Velocity Online Racing Series, IndyCar Series, presented by Apex Stage Coaching. I am the captain, Chris Scala. We welcome you in as we get ready for round number 4 of this what has been fun so far series, and it's going to continue to get fun this evening as we got 300 miles shaping up for you here from the tricky triangle. A lot of great things again we are going to see this evening from fantastic racing and so on and so forth. But first, let's take a look at the information for tonight's race here. 300 miles, 120 laps around this track. Last season it was Alex Van de Sant winning the race as he pretty much dominated the oval tracks, and we'll see if he can do the same, of course, this evening here in Pocono. So that is your information. Pit entry off turn 3, exit off turn 1. And they got to stay to the low side and be careful merging, because it can be a little bit of a tricky deal there, trying to get back on to the track and so on and so forth. So qualifying just about to wrap up here in a minute. Running a little late this evening, but we're here and we are back. Hello, Joseph Grijalva. Welcome back to the VOR, guys. And, of course, as I mentioned, is presented by Apex Stage Coaching. But right now, it is qualifying going on. Let's see if everyone has pretty much put a time in. All but 2 cars have put qualifying times in, and one of them is Julian Altina. The one of the owners here of the series has not put a lap in yet, and by the looks at time, he is not going to put one in. So it looks like we are going to see Dakota DeMay end up on the pole position tonight for this Pocono 300. And that is going to be a great celebration for that young man. Of course, the video game developer as part of the Sunset Arctic Graphics. Forgive me, Dakota. Just obviously a little bit tired brain here, I must admit. But congratulations to him on the pole. And, of course, the poll is always sponsored by our good friends at the Foxworth Auto Sport, or not Foxworth. I am having all types of issues right here. Circle B Diecast. That is where I'm going with all this for some reason, though. Why am I not seeing our logo on my screen anymore? Yeah, I'm having all kinds of issues over here. But either way, Circle B Diecast, appreciate them for being a part of this broadcast. As always, you can use the code word Foxworth Autosport to get free shipping on orders over $20 at CircleBDiecast.com to get great NASCAR and IndyCar diecast. They do ship to the continental U.S. and to Canada. So, I apologize for that. I'm actually going to make sure it's up right. Give me a second here, and I'm going to make sure it's up here. But we'll talk to our pole sitter here in just a second. All right. Anyhow, yeah, I'm going to look for that. I don't know why I don't have that loaded in, but I apologize for that, and we'll get that fixed here immediately and give them another shout-out here. But our pole sitter is Dakota DeMay on the CircleBDiecast.com pole award winner, and if I can get a chance to talk to him, we'll see if he's over here in chat. He is not, it appears, so we will not get to talk to him, but we will celebrate his pole this evening as these cars do grid as of right now. As we look down on it, there they are, engines running and ready to put on a fantastic show here tonight. And of course, today a day that a lot of us will never forget. And I did its tribute last night during the broadcast of the BPRL race, and I will do it again tonight. During this race, coming up at laps number 9 through 11, you will hear not a word out of my mouth. I will put a moment of silence on the air myself and just let the stream run as we, of course, think about those families and pray for those families that lost loved ones 20 years ago on this date. As a matter of fact, this location, kind of a interesting location for the race tonight, because a lot of the stuff that took place happened right in this relative area. Of course, New York City, just about 2 hours down the road. Of course, D.C., there was one plane in Pennsylvania. So obviously a site that almost could say maybe the perfect setting for an event like tonight. So with that being said, let's take a look at the starting lineup as they go down the Long Pond straightaway right now. It is presented by Circle B Diecast. There's a logo for you. Make sure you use that code word Foxworth Autosport. Again, for free shipping over $20 at CircleBDiecast.com. Use Foxworth Autosport. Great NASCAR and IndyCar diecast shipping to the continental U.S. and Canada. Dakota DeMay and Alex Van de Sant will be on row number 1. David Porcelli and Isaac Morris, row 2. Nicholas Sudik and Jim Herrick, row 3. Great effort for Jim. Hopefully he has a better run than he did Tuesday night. Tyler Duvall and Thomas Geisler in row number 4. Row 5 is Cohen Evans, Lewis Woodall, Cameron Bostain, and Joseph Grijalva. Sebastian Kinder, Chris Cressage, I believe is how it's pronounced, I've learned. John Christensen, Matt Houston, Antonio Estrada, Joel Harrelman, Tyler Coogan, Oscar Fredrickson, AJ Musselman, Christian Alajo, Craig Forsyth, Ryan Eric King, and finally on the grid, Stotts, Richter, Watson, Fauerstein, and Altina going to be the starters in the race as the pace car pulls off. And here we go, green flag as Dakota DeMay leads them to the green in the Pocono 300. Down the Long Pond straightaway, the draft is going to be a major role in this race, and it is going to be hard to get separated from these cars. You're going to see a lot of passing, a lot of drafting, a lot of handling coming into play in this race. And problems for Joel Harrelman. He is in the outside wall. One of the sentimental paint schemes that you see, the 9/11 tribute, and that is going to bring the caution out right there as one car went by him. Caution out for the first time. And let's see what takes place with the 20 car there. Oh, he goes wheel to wheel with the 44, and wow, that sheet metal went flying to the right there. John Christensen making contact with Harrelman. And unless there's a reset, his race is going to be done after lap 1, unfortunately. And the caution's going to come out because of that right there. That guy going by. Let's look one more time. Just a tough situation for Joel. Goes down into the corner, side by side into the tunnel turn. And, well, it looks like the 44 maybe got tight a little bit there above him. I'm not sure how that's going to be ruled, but either way, caution out for the first time this evening. We'll see if anybody comes to pit road here. Hopefully everybody's enjoying their Saturday so far. In case you can't tell by now, it's gone for me. It's been a little bit of an interesting weekend so far. Needless to say, there's Circle B Diecast. Some reason the logo got deleted off my screen, and I don't know why. So I'm going to put it back where it goes real quickly and give them another little shout-out real quick. Make sure you check those guys out there. Circle B Diecast. Of course, they are the sponsor of the Pole Awards. You can type in Foxworth Autosport to get 20% off of any kind of NASCAR or IndyCar diecast. They do ship continental U.S. and Canada. So big apologies to those guys and to VOR, of course, for the issues there. But I want to get those fixed really quickly because nobody deserves to be shorthanded. All right, so caution out here for the first time, as I mentioned. An issue with Joel Harleman in the 20 car. And he is on pit road. It looks like his race might be, unfortunately, over. As Dakota DeMay in the Sunset Arctic Games, number 82, they're leading this race. Isaac Morris right there in second. Of course, Isaac just getting done clinching his second straight TI IndyCar Championship. Alex Van de Sant, the current champion here at VOR, he is third. Nicholas Sudik there in the Taco Bell car, fourth. And there's David Porcelli, the impressive rookie who finished third at Road America 3 weeks ago in the fifth position. And another impressive rookie, Tyler Davala there in that 7 car in the YJ Esports team, running P7 right now. So a very interesting top 6 right now in this race. We should see the green flag next time by. And we do have some takers on pit road here. This could play interesting strategy. Matt Houston, Ty Richter, Julian Alton on pit road, also James Watson. So a couple cars here. Going to top off the old fuel cell here. With 100% fuel, you're looking at about 29 to 30 laps on a tank. This might have just become, if we were to stay green the rest of this way after this caution, could be shortened into a, what would it be, 1, 2, 3, 4-stop race, 3-stop race? So very interesting strategy from those guys if they're able to fuel save enough. All right, getting ready to go back to racing here. Lap number... I'm realizing I only have the sound on all these cars. Whoopsies on my part again. I'm just not... Yeah. Anyways, we're just going to get going with this broadcast and go from there. A little bit of a rough start, so... All right, Dakota DeMay, Isaac Morris, Alex Van de Sant, Nicholas Sudik, and David Porcelli going to lead them to the green flag here at lap number 5 of 120. Out of turn 1, it is the 82, but here comes Isaac Morris looking to the low side. And Apex Sage coaching, number 63, he'll make the move to the inside and take this lead. As I mentioned, the draft is going to play a big role tonight. There's a crossover move. Grjalva in that 47 car. Another one of those 911 paint schemes that, again, we'll talk about here very, very shortly. As, whoa, he gets tight. And Cressage making an impressive outside lane pass, and that is something I saw a lot of during the race I ran on Tuesday night. As back for the lead comes Dakota. You're going to see a long line of cars more than likely throughout this race. As the draft playing a pretty big role here tonight, so is handling. So going to see a lot of movement throughout these cars and throughout this race. as we ride with Cameron Bostaine. Running in the 11th position right now. Just ran his fastest lap of the race, which pretty much everybody did here. So Dakota and Isaac continue to play swap-a-roo with the lead as they try to pull away from this pack. That's the reason why they're doing this. You see Alex Van der Sande about a half-second back. A lot of cars back here. Right there, that VOR car. That is Lewis Woodall in the 13, making a pass on Ryan Eric King for position. And also going past Christian Alesio, but then gets a little tight, had to get out of the gas. Some reason this high line does very well as Van der Sande going by for second. Here comes Sadiq. And you see the multi-groove racing going on off turn 3. Dakota's going to get the run down the straightaway with the draft as we complete lap number 8. Now, as I mentioned, today, a day that a lot of us in our lives will never forget. And believe it or not, there's some drivers in this field that weren't even alive during it. But 9/11/2001, a day that a lot of us will never forget, especially us in America. Losing all those people with the World Trade Center and, of course, that open field in Pennsylvania, the Pentagon, and so much more. All the emergency people. And we lost all of them on 9/11, and this is my tribute to them as I'm going to go quiet right now until the completion of lap 11. All right, we're going to come back to you here as we have the caution out on the track. And it looks like issues for potentially Cameron Bostaine and A.J. Musselman in the 54. And that brings the caution out here for the second time in this race. And let's see what transpires here. We're on board with Fauerstein. You see the spin happening right ahead here. There's the 86 all destroyed. And the 54 also destroyed in this. And, I might have to rewind it back here just a minute to get the full accident for you. But unfortunate deal here. Brings out the caution. Once again, it looks like the tunnel turn strikes again. The 86 into the wall hard. Actually, a few cars got in the wall. Looks like Forsyth might have got the wall a little bit, and a couple others. There's the wreck. Yeah, Ford side, look at that. Right front's broke on that car. So, yeah, multiple cars, it looks like, involved in this one. So, they're going to have to get some damage fixed, it appears. A caution out for the second time. Let's see what we get here. Pit stops. Looks like Porcelli's going to stay out. Thomas Geisler, Cohen Evans, Jim Herrick. Those guys stay out as the rest of the field comes to pit road, lap 13. Ooh, race off pit road. I think the one car got him. So appreciate the viewers watching here this evening. So far, if you're a first-time viewer, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you're not, then we appreciate you coming back and joining us here tonight. Of course, tonight, obviously a pretty busy evening of racing. We got, of course, the VOR Series racing right now, and then the NASCAR race began just a little bit ago. So a lot of interesting stuff going on. But I'm here tonight to watch some great IndyCar racing here from VOR, and we appreciate you coming back to join us as you do each and every Saturday night. Forgive me if my voice sounds a little hoarse. Obviously, a lot of talking at work today and stuff, a lot of things going on. So been a busy week and a lot of tiredness inside of me right now. But we're going to persevere through this, and we are going on and getting her done here, right? Awesome racing here in the VOR Series, presented by Apex Sage Coaching. Appreciate all the viewers watching. So pace car lights have gone off, and we will see the green flag next time by. We'll have the top 10 right now on 14-lap tires, which tire wear really isn't happening much here at this track, believe it or not. You're seeing, some heat, obviously, but the tires can last a pretty good amount of time. But you got Porcelli, Geisler, Cohen Evans there in the 37, Jim Herrick in the 40, Antonio Estrada. I used to be able to roll the S. I can't anymore. Grijalva there in the 47. Shout out to him, by the way, and his team for representing the 911 paint schemes you saw during the moment of silence, 2 laps there. John Christensen, he's up to 7th in that 44 car. The 4 of Ryan Eric King behind him. Tyler Coogan and Josh Stoltz. Those guys have stayed out on the tires they are on. But we will see the green flag next time by lap number 14. Already 3 cars behind the wall. Cameron Bostain is behind the wall, and also A.J. Musselman. Now, Joe Harleman has actually gotten back on track. He is 5 laps down in that number 20. Of course, we have Track Cams 4 Gourmet helping us out tonight, as always. You can check out TrackCams22.com and enjoy the closest thing you will see to real-life cameras on iRacing right here in front of you. And when I say real life, I mean sit back and think of a broadcast on like NBC or Fox, and you are seeing it right here in front of you on the Captain Esports Network as we go back to green. Pack kind of spreading out a little bit there as John Christensen under attack. Ryan Eric King's going to go by him. Here comes the 22 of Tyler Coogan to his outside. The outside line, as I said earlier, seems to be the more, not aggressive, but maybe offensive lane to use, because what I'm noticing is that if you can pull to the bottom and try to make a pass, if you don't make the pass, you're going to fall back because of the way the draft is lined up. Looking out, Van de Sande down into turn 1. As he tries to get around Christensen in the 44, gets a pretty good run down the Long Pond straightaway here. Oh, Christensen a little bit of protective. Brown says, all right, I'll just take the high side turn 2. You see the 44 get a little tight, almost getting that wall. You see Alex making the pass on Coogan there, trying to break the draft. You see that wad of mess back there behind him. You know what, Fish? I'm going to answer the question for you. Right here live on the air. I was going to answer it a text, but I noticed you like to come on here and ask just interesting questions to us every time you come on. And best way to put this like this. I am working at a job right now that makes a pretty good amount of money. And it's a full-time job. And I do this out of fun because it's a hobby I enjoy doing. So when I see a question like how many of you drivers are in your mom's basement, you know, that's kind of looking at, you're saying everybody has no life and lives with their parents. Believe it or not, that's not the case here. So I just want to put that out there to you, dude. I mean, I appreciate you watching and stuff, but you know, some interesting questions you're asking there, and I don't want to see anybody get mad at you because, you know, you're asking those kind of questions. So Thomas Geisler is taking a lead. David Porcelli, Cohen Evans, Antonio Estrada, Jim Herrick still your top 5. Van de Sande's only gotten back up to 7th on the new tires. Isaac Morse up to the 10th position here as he tries to fight his way back up with the newer tires. But as I said, the tires aren't really playing a role. It's more a strategy move right now, and then you got to try to stay out of trouble as you're in this dirty air the whole entire time. As Geisler leads the battle for second, here's Cohen Evans looking to the low side. He'll make the pass, or at least try to, on Porcelli, who fights him on the high side. Estrada right there behind him in that VOR car. Ooh, Cohen almost made contact. If I sound disrespectful answering that question that way, I apologize, but I'm just trying to give you an honest answer back. It's just a hobby that we all like to do. It's something I enjoy doing, and you know, I work a full-time job making plenty of money to live on my own with my family. Oscar Fredrickson back here in the 16th position, kind of struggling in the 12 car as he's trying to hold off Tyler Davala, who was running up front a little bit ago, and he pitted in this last caution and sits in the 16th position. Is about to lose that to Cressage, I believe. I was trying to remember how it's pronounced. I've kind of forgotten, so forgive me, Chris. Gary, are you not in this race? There's Porcelli running in the 4th position right now. So he continues to fight with Estrada there to 74 car. I was going to say, wait a minute, you're not racing and you're not with me. What's the deal here? Now I understand. Is that Triano, Bree? Make sure I pronounce that right. Triano? All right, everybody watching here on the Captain Esports Network. Now, the good news is I don't think I've had a chance to do this during this series, but we do now have officially multiple platforms you can watch when you are watching a Captain Esports Network race. We are now on Twitch. We are now on YouTube, and we've been on YouTube, but now also on our Facebook page. So if you want to check out the Captain Esports Network Facebook page, you can be a part of that right now. Here you see Geisler with Cohen Evans working up to him. Cohen kind of did the same thing Tuesday night in the TI races. He was kind of rolling up there through the field like he was. As we are 27 laps in this Pocono 300, it's race number 1, I believe, of the Triple Crown here for the Velocity Online Racing Series. It is definitely race number 4 of the regular season here for these guys. As we see a pass back here, Estrada, as Gary mentioned in the stream, making a move outside. Him and Porcelli going to battle with each other here. Is Alex Van de Sande up to 5th now with the newer tires? As Cohen has gone to the front around Thomas Geisler. So another pass for the lead. And as I speak, another pass for the lead as Geisler making a move on Cohen Evans. Oh, did Cohen get the wall there? That was tight. Jim Herrick doing a good job in the 6th position right now as these guys race pretty hard. As Grijalva getting pretty tight. Up to the back of Tyler Coogan, getting really tight now. And here comes Sadiq with him. Gary kind of giving me a little bit of a flashback to how Gary and I started broadcasting together a little bit. Gary was put it like this, he was my eye in the sky through chat, that first broadcast I did. And I was like, this dude needs to come in the booth with me right now. And ever since then, it's been he and I. Look at that windscreen, how dirty. Ooh, get a little loose there. Might want to crank back on that jacker a little bit there, guy. Resolve in the 9th position right now, and looks like he'll lose a position. There's Sudik going by. And crossover for you. Or in open wheel racing, we call it the over-under. The top three starting to come back together here. Alex Van de Sande has gone by Porcelli for 4th. So Porcelli falling back just a little bit. And of course, Alex working with those 4 tires that are 14 laps newer. So in all realness, we will see pit stops probably in the next 2 or 3 laps for these leaders with the 2 cautions we have had. And right on cue. Never mind, I thought I saw pit stops happening. Never mind. I do see Cressage on pit road, so he's in. Ooh, Alex getting a little high there. Ooh, that lost a lot of momentum. Good for him was the fact that he was on the short chute there, so not able to get a run is Porcelli right there behind him. Check back here on Matt Houston as he makes a pass on Christian Alejo for the 19th position. Matt has not had the season he has wanted so far in this VOR IndyCar Series. Again, presented by Apex Sage Coaching. He is struggling still here in the 19th position. And I learned last night broadcasting a race that it was actually something going on with a driver health issue-wise that was keeping him from running up in the top 10. Not Matt in particular, but another driver who was running up in the top 10 a lot and then recently was struggling. I was like, what's going on? And found out that it was actually a health deal going on. So I wonder, I mean, I don't want to speculate or anything, but hopefully Matt's doing okay. Thomas Geisler on pit road in the 16. The leader able to lead those last, 13 or 14 laps since we went back green. He and Cohen Evans kind of swapping it out a little bit here as he's on pit road. Also in is Josh Stoltz and let's see who else. Christian Alejo on pit road back there. That's good to know, but I mean, I just noticed he's not had that great of a season so far, so I don't know if it's just a just not running as well thing or if something else is going on with Matt that, you know, honestly is none of my business, but, you know. So one car now is not pitted yet in this race when it comes to the front runners, and it's that gentleman right there, Tyler Coogan. As let's jump down here, Antonio Estrada leaving pit road. You see the 81 Alejo, long pit stop for him, 27.9. That might have been to get some damage fixed. You see the 15 of Porcelli leaving pit road, Jim Herrick. And Tyler Coogan right on cue when it comes to pit road. So we'll have to keep an eye on Tyler later on in this race because with him being the last car to pit, you know, what kind of fuel mileage is he going to get to the finish as he pits here at completion lap 35? We're looking at some 85 laps to go. You know, you do 29 obviously there. Well, you just round it up to 30 times 3, you get 90. So what looks to be a 2-stop race the rest of the way for at least Coogan and a couple others maybe. So the leader is now Alex Van de Sande. He's in the middle of this pack of cars. Going past his teammate Craig Forsyth there in E27. Sadiq up to second. Isaac Morris now third. Lewis Woodall having a fantastic race in this 13 car. Hey, what? All the 5150, Kamagoye, Kamikaze, what other type of names this team has? I don't know. They have like 15 names, right, Gary? Tell you what, they got a lot of great drivers racing this evening and doing a great job tonight. So Lewis Woodall, he mentioned, he talked about Estrada a little bit ago, having a great run himself. How about this guy, Julian Altina? The boss man, as we can call him officially in this series, in the 31 car, started shotgun on the field, tail end Charlie. Awesome. Man, good for you, man. Yeah, check out Gary and Matt. They do a good job. So, Raceverse and those guys, obviously fantastic people to be around and get to know. So, yeah, I'll throw a plug in there, too. Make sure you check them out Monday nights. In case I'm boring on Mondays when I broadcast my races. Julian Altina, who I was just talking about, up 19 positions, 29th and 10th so far in this race. As Robert Sadler joining us, man. Miss you on the track, young man. As he looks to the inside comes Julian. As I've always said, there's a couple cars in the race that you cannot miss when it comes to their colors, and one is Mr. Kinder there in that 97 car, of course. Oh, he's loose. Hold on, young man. You think he turned his weight checker down after that move? Probably scared Alex a little bit too, like, whoa, kid. Cohen Evans back here battling with Geisler now as this pack has come back together. Porcelli's here, Estrada. So we got pretty much two different strategies now in our hands here as we hit the 100-mile mark in this Pocono 300. We got the guys that pitted back at the first two cautions. They're up front now. And then the guys that have made the green flag pit stops are back here roughly 39 seconds or so back. And I think if you're these guys here in the field, the guys that pitted in this last cycle, you want to caution here really quickly to get back on cycle with the other pack of the cars, but the other pack, I should say. But if you're these leaders, I'm thinking you want this for, never mind, Alex is coming to pit road now. I was going to say you want this race maybe to go a little bit longer so that those cars will have to come back to pit road, but I think Alex just kind of said, nope, that's not happening. To pit road he comes. Bringing Lewis Woodall with him. Ooh, Lewis a little inside there too much. Unfortunately, Lewis has to adjust himself there in the pit stall as Alex has a pretty smooth stop himself at a 9 flat. And here comes Sadiq, who's led himself a lap, and Isaac Morris coming with him. Now hand the lead back to the pole sitter, Dakota DeMay. No, work comes first, dude. I'm right there with you on the working late part. I mean, I got home right at 7 and had about, 40 minutes to get everything prepared. So it's I'm right there with you on the working late part, brother. Who's that back there having issues? That Oscar having issues getting his pit stall to the left? You see Joel Harleman getting back on track. That's Tyler Duvall coming into his pit stall. There's Craig Forsyth. All these guys making pit stops here. So what this will do is cycle everybody who pitted at that second caution and in the green flag run in the last little cycle. Those guys will move to the front now. Richfield's really going to get spread out now, and of course it's going to confuse me. But Dakota DeMay leads right now, and right after I was talking about how he struggled all season, here's Matt Houston in the second position. James Watson coming to pit road. Ty Richter is in. Ty in another flamboyant race car tonight. May I suggest that Mr. Watson, the 33 car of Ty Richter in the 97, create a team called Skittles Racing? Just a thought. No, in all seriousness, it is it's cool. It's cool to see those kind of colors. It stands out and stuff. And hey, you got to do what you got to do to get your paint on TV, right? Or streaming. Here's Dakota on pit road from the lead, handing it to Matt Houston. The pole sitter's in, and leave it to the pace car to block my view. Still blocking my view. There you go. And Dakota pulls away. So here comes Matt back to pit road. And with this cycle of pit stops now, this officially puts almost everybody back on the same cycle, believe it or not. This is very interesting to me how it looks like now the separation is about 11 laps instead of 14. And Alex Van de Sant going to come back now to the front as he'll pass Matt Houston here. Cohen Evans will now be second. And Geisler third. So Alex did enough in those pit stops and with the clean air and was able to undercut those couple cars and jump back to the front of this race. Antonio Estrada, there he is inside of the 13. See the multiple grooves being used around turn 3 in particular. Pretty much all the track. I mean, even in turn 1, you see that high line being used an awful lot. Here's Jim Herrick. Let's actually jump back here to this battle that involves Mr. Herrick. And look at this high line here by Coogan. Got to find whatever you can find to get that clean air, and he's going to draft his way right on by. .47 laps complete. And this camera right inside the helmet of the driver Tyler Coogan here. So really cool view. You can see the kind of the bobble of the the visor. That's the word I'm looking for. Fifth gear all the way around the track, down to fourth gear. Now, for those who ran Tuesday night in the TI race, I can go ahead and share this with everybody out here. But the settings I was using in that race, I know others were probably using different settings and stuff like that, but watching Tyler kind of fight this car kind of reminded me of my the bars I had set. I was actually running all night 6-1, and I ended up running plus 20 at the end. I was like, I couldn't do anything else with the car if I tried, and was still tight behind these other cars. Now, I'm sure these other guys are a lot smarter than I am and have a lot more knowledge of this car. But obviously, I got a lot to learn still. As Geisler trying to make the move on Cohen right here for second. And he does, and Cohen going to try to cross over back. But the problem is this is now 5 seconds behind Alex Van de Sant right now. He's got a 5.2 second lead. Oscar Fredrickson into the tunnel turn here right behind the 13 of Lewis Woodall. This is for 12th. Jump back up front. Isaac to the inside. He'll make the pass. For now on Estrada as they continue to fight it out. Here comes Sadiq. So this field is getting tighter and tighter. Well, behind Alex. There's the Taco Bell IndyCar pulling to the bottom. And Porcelli's starting to join the field also, so Alex Van de Sande already down here in the turn one on his own. Obviously, he's got a great handling car, just like he did last season when he went to victory lane. Alex, one who is a fantastic racer of all kinds. He can get out there. If you put him in a stock car, he'll run it. You put him on dirt, he'll run it. And do a fantastic job. Of course, he's got the Happy Trails chili mix. And he's got that clean air working for him right now. Isaac still continuing to try to get around Estrada, who's running the ultimate high side. The Larson line, as we like to call it. Is now Estrada going to get the run on Cohen Evans down into the tunnel turn here? See if he has to get out of it. He does. You saw the 16 of Geisler kind of use that bottom line and took the air off his nose. It's always tricky when you see these cars running different lanes because you're trying to find the clean air all you can around here. Three wide back here is Sadiq. I think he had some issues off turn three. So while we got a quick minute, I want to talk about a series that is going on right now over on the other side of VOR, and I guess on the other side of the pond, as we like to call it. The season 3 of the IndyCar Euro season, of course, is going on, and their next race is actually going to be next Saturday, as a matter of fact, in the afternoon there at Spa, using the Grand Prix pits. Looks like a 21-lap race there at Spa coming up, and then they'll hit the road course in the Oval of Indianapolis in the next few weeks after a week break, it looks like, after Spa. So make sure you check out the IndyCar Euro season going on right now, season 3, as part of Velocity Online Racing. Now the schedule here. Of course, next week, we're going to Spa also for 35 laps around Spa-Francorchamps. And hopefully the weather will be a lot better than the F1 race, apparently. And then the second, they'll go to Indianapolis also for the Grand Prix track there. And then we hit the Speedway for 300 miles, the Milwaukee Mile after that, Watkins Glen, Texas Motor Speedway, Daytona, and Chicagoland to finish out the season in December. Of course, you want to get more information, you can always check out VOR. And reach out to Julian Altena or Robert Sadler and those guys, and they will take care of you and get you a part of all the series that they host. So the lead is up to 6.6 seconds now from Van de Sande to Thomas Geisler. He's just running away now. I'm not sure if he's pulling some kind of different fuel mileage or something, but Alex has got something he knows well out here. Here's a battle for position. Lewis Woodall in the bottom. That 13 car looking low on Grzelva. To the inside he goes. See if he can clear him off the corner. Slides up and makes the pass. So Woodall up to the 11th position right now. So great job by him as Isaac Morris making a pass on Cohen Evans. The teammate to Van de Sande there back to the 4th position also. two just going to battle it out. Apparently, here's Jalva looking back to the bottom, but unfortunately loses that nose. As I mentioned, that top side getting the run down the straightaway. Kite Bommersbach, ladies and gentlemen. The Pocono winner for Tuesday night as caution is out. Third caution on the track. Looking to see who it could be. Oh, right there, John Christensen found it. The target car is fell victim to turn one, and the third caution has come out. Let's see what happened to the 44. Oh, you didn't cause the caution. Well, right at the halfway point here, too. The 44's out here running on his own. So how interesting is this caution as we wait for the wreck to happen here? We are right outside the window to make it a two-stop race. Or a one-stop race, I'm sorry. Apparently I didn't find it at the right moment here, so let's fast forward a little bit here. I appreciate all the viewers watching tonight. I see 10 over here on YouTube, so I can only imagine that's a few more over on the, oh, right there into the outside wall. You go, oh, that's going to leave a mark. And around he goes into the wall. And that brings the caution out there for the third time in this race. And we got pit stops happening here. And easily, Alex Van de Sant going to pull away and win the race off pit road, I believe. Actually, Ty Richter stays out, and then Van de Sant wins the race off pit road, followed by Isaac Morris. Thomas Geisler third, Sudik and Porcelli. But again, here's the interesting strategy. 29 laps or so on a tank of fuel. I'm not sure if that's clean air or if that's in draft. I'm assuming that's clean air, so a lot of these cars should be able to go a one-stopper the rest of the way. So we'll see what Richter does as he gets himself some TV time, as we like to call it. See the 4 car up ahead here. Ryan Eric King looks like he'll take a wave around and get back on the lead lap here. Caution way unless he comes to pit road here. Ryan is actually, he along with the 21 of Fauerstein and who's that there, the 4, as I mentioned. Those guys, if they stay out in front of the leader here, will get the wave around and go back on the lead lap. But we appreciate all the viewers watching tonight on our YouTube channel, of course, Facebook and on Twitch, as we now stream on all 3 platforms you can enjoy, hence the Captain Esports Network. Appreciate everybody watching. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe on YouTube or whatever you have to hit. If it's follow on Twitch and whatever you got to do on Facebook, join us. So Ty Richter is going to stay out in lead here as he last pitted at lap 43. So he's going to have 18 lap tires as they come to the green flag here. Now, knowing these drivers, they are probably talking to him like, are you sure this is what you want to do? We're going to come back to racing here at lap 61. And as we do, I want to send a salute to all the medical personnel that continue to fight every day to keep us healthy, and with the COVID situation, and of course those who helped out back on that tragic day 20 years ago. I want to say a special thank you to them, to all the soldiers fight for this country, and from the past, present, and even future. But for them, I want to turn it up. So let's crank those speakers up, shall we? Somebody is wrecked over at pit road. As we stay green, trying to see who that is way back there. It is Bart Fellerstein, I believe, who it is. Yes, it is. The 21 car has wrecked it coming to pit road, or at least, well, onto pit road. Let's see what happens. Hits the outside. Oh, boy. Ouch. About took the cone with him. But we stay green, as you see. Isaac Morris, now the leader of the race, as he got by the 33, who is now starting to fall back into the hands of some of the pack. But he was doing a good job holding on there for a minute. And again, big thanks to our good friends at TrackCams 4 Gourmet for helping us out. You can check them out, trackcams22.com. If you're looking for oval or road course packages, camera-wise, or even rallycross and so much more, trackcams22.com, the place to go. Closest thing you can get to real life, not to mention some different kind of camera angles and drone-looking cameras and so on and so forth, like this one. As Morris leads by 1 second now over Geisler. You see Sudik make the move inside for second. Ooh, that's tight. There's the teammates working together from the LMC Gear team as they run. I take that back. That's actually Estrada, not Cohen Evans. My apologies. Estrada, part of the VOR team. Cohen Evans is actually back in the 17th position right now. There's Ty Richter in the 8th position now. He is going to have to pit in the next 7 or 8 laps or so. He would still have to make a one-stop move, so I'm not sure without a yellow or something if this move is going to pay off. Well, we'll have to see. I've been wrong plenty of times. And for his sake, I hope I am wrong. As you see Porcelli make a move inside on Fredrickson. As one car off the pace, that's Right Air King in the 4. As they try to get around him. As up here for second, these two continue to switcheroo as they try to catch up to Isaac, who's got 2 seconds now on Sudik and Geisler, and Van de Sande up to 4th now. As we have passed the halfway point in this race. Let's take a look at our race summary as of right now, 70 laps in. Isaac Morris leads, 3 cautions for 8 laps. We had 29 cars start. Lewis Woodall with the fastest lap of the race, or some like to call the Red Bull lap. There's your weather as of right now, 79 degrees outside, 119 down on the track. Not much humidity, but with wind blowing from the north at 2 miles an hour. There's Isaac leading. Alex Van de Sande kind of drafted off the 87. Geisler right there with him in, obviously, P2. Dakota DeMay is about 8 tenths behind this battle himself. We ride with the pole sitter. Here how he rolls out of the throttle as caution is now out again. And caution out. And I think it's for Bart. Unfortunately, Bart Fauerstein is going around again. I want to make sure I confirm that before I... as he actually sits on pit road here, but it says he has crashed, so let's see. Trying to be respectful of the drivers as he comes back on the track. Well, look out. Yeah, watch out for these manhole covers. They bite. Oh, I thought that's what was going to happen here. Continue on. He's trying to get up to speed here. I think he was just trying to get the field by as he gets up to speed. Oh, and the car doesn't turn. Oh, boy. And he takes it behind the wall, and the caution comes out. So Tough break there. 21 trying to get back on the track, run some laps, get some track position. And I guess I could have went a lot worse. All right, I am going to step away for a quick second as we're under caution here for the fourth time in this Pocono 300, but we're going to go side by side. Stick around here as we will be right back for the green flag and more as you're watching the Velocity Online Racing presented by Apex Sage Coaching here on the Captain Esports Network. All right, never mind. Apparently, yeah, I'm having one of those nights, apparently. Anyways, pit stop's happening. Here we go. I thought I had it previously set up on this channel of the source of OBS that I had the side-by-side thing set up, but I don't. Slacker on my part. So Isaac wins the race off pit road. As Dakota DeMay looks like he stays out, and about 12, make that 11 others stay out here. So interesting play right now for tires and fuel and stuff as we have 45 laps to go in what is still a one-stop race to the finish. You wonder if this sets up for some of these guys to maybe do what they call the short fill. But Dakota DeMay, Antonio Strada, David Porcelli, Joseph Grijalva, Tyler Coogan going to be your top five, it looks like, as we're going to come to the green flag here. We'll get one to go this time. So let's look at the upcoming schedule for what is coming up here on the Captain Esports Network here throughout the week. And it all starts tomorrow night, the BPRL Cup Series back at the Richmond Raceway. We'll be there for that tomorrow night. And then Monday night, it is the TI Truck Series. They will be in action somewhere. Of course, I don't have it off the top of my head where they're at, but they'll be in action coming up Monday night. Kentucky, that's where they're going to be Monday night, so we look forward to broadcasting that one for you Monday night. And of course, the TI IndyCar Series off this week because they're working on a setup for their finale at Barber. So we'll have the LSRL, of course, Xfinity Series presented by Grid Finder. They'll be on track this coming week. On Tuesday night. So we're going to go green with 44 laps to go. So what strategy do you like? Do you like what the guys up here in the front are doing? Do you like what the guys in mid-pack are doing now? Because Isaac Morris is going to restart 12th here with 4 tires, but still everybody has to go one more stop. Obviously going to be the million-dollar question. We'll see what pays off for who. Pace car going to pull off, and Dakota will lead him back to the green. Look at this jumbled mess. Speeds of over 200 miles an hour. Down into the tunnel turn. And for those that don't know why it's called the tunnel turn at Pocono, because the tunnel goes right underneath that turn. Hence the name. Knowing my viewers are probably like, Scala, that was useless information. And I'm going to be like, I know. James Watson up in the 8th position, getting a good run on Herrick here. Let's see if he makes the move. Herrick having too much draft error in that high lane because of the cars in front, so Watson had to get out of it. Uh-oh. This might not be a good thing. Nothing's happened yet, but I am not here. Oh, there, now I'm back. Ooh, that was tight. I thought I was going to be gone. There have been some issues here and there, of course, with the new build and stuff, and some people have lost connection and things, and I was wondering if it was my turn. It actually happened to me in a practice a couple nights ago. Uh-oh, gone again. Actually happened last night in the broadcast I had. I almost got kicked out. But thankfully I was able to hold on and stay in. Hopefully everybody else does too. I don't see anybody's name out of place here, so it looks like everybody's okay. But look at this best of cars back here as these guys all racing hard now with the newer tires, trying to go to the front. Who's got the right settings for dirty air? Meanwhile, up front, Antonio Estrada for the lead. Estrada, I cannot roll my R's anymore. Estrada. I used to do it when I was younger. Not anymore. Too old. There's Isaac making a pass on Tyler to R04 position. So 40 laps to go here in Pocono. What will be the moves that win the race tonight? Will we have another caution? Will we go all the way to the finish? Either way, we have seen a pretty exciting race here. Check back here is Josh Stoltz and Julian Altina battling it out for the 15th and 16th positions here. The UTI car of Stoltz there. Isaac now as he rides right behind Watson in the 9th position. And out of all the cars who have pitted, he has done the best so far, and he's only up to 9th. That just shows you how tough it's been. Oh no, again. now the caution is out. And it looks like issues for Lewis Woodall, who has crashed. Oh, no, not Lewis. Lewis is having a great run tonight. Let's see if we can find it. Here he is in the 13 car. That's the moment where I lost everything. And there he goes around in turn 3. Bam. Back end swaps ends. Watch out, Craig Forsyth. So caution out for the 5th time in this race. It's like as soon as I come back into having full coverage of the race, bam, he spins around and brings the caution out. Unfortunate there for Lewis. Yeah, that's definitely, I think, what it is exactly. Too much, especially in that corner where a lot of handling. He had a little more clean air. And that thing just swapped ends on her. Too much weight jacker. So here we are again, caution out, right outside the window. We are 35 laps to go. Who takes the chance here and tries to go the distance? Gary, forgive me for changing the definition of this word, but who has the Kamagoyes to go to the finish on this tank of fuel? Here we go. So Estrada, Van de Sant coming to pit road. Geisler, Sudik. A pretty good amount of the field here on pit road. That's why I put the pre-definition in there of, hey, I'm changing the definition of the word, the disclaimer. Hey, whoever doesn't make it on field, they're going to take a knee to the head. Now, for those who don't know what Kamagoye is, it is a wrestling hold, or a move, apparently, that Gary Gatsu has named his team after. Gary being a big wrestling fan and a fan of leagues like the New Japan Pro Wrestling and stuff like that. Hence Kamagoye. So Dakota DeMay stays out. So does David Porcelli, Joseph Grajala, Tyler Coogan, Van de Sant, Geisler, Sudik, Davala, and Stoltz all stay out. Matt Houston also stays out. That leaves Antonio Estrada as the first car off of pit road. Now, here is where you're going to find out who's trying the fuel strategy. I see the red car over on pit road there. That is, I see Ty Richter on pit road, Julian Altina, Craig Forsyth. So there's at least 3 cars going for it. And that is it. Those cars, pretty much the only ones on the lead lap. I think Joe Grijalva just took a Kamagoye. right, so we're going to keep track of those guys playing the strategy here with the fuel to see if they can make it. They're going to have to go 33 laps. Gary, you think it's possible? All right, here we go. Alex, yeah, from 5th place, here we go. If Alex finds a way to go like 50 laps on take a fuel, I'm impressed. As green flag comes back out, lap 88. Porcelli trying to make a move on the lap car of Ryan King. Of course, if you're used to watching stock car racing, IndyCar a little bit different when it comes to the lap down cars. They actually start in the middle of the pack where they are, except I believe it's 25 laps to go here in VOR. They go to the back. So that's why you see Ryan King restarting a lap down, but second in line. Alex making a move to the inside of Coogan. Not able to slide up, though, and that's where he's going to lose a little bit of time here and fall back in line. Porcelli about a half-second back. That's Ryan King on the back gearbox of the 82. Now, as I look at this, the farthest up right now on those with the fuel mileage strategy is Antonio Estrada, is up to 10th now. So he's sitting right back there behind Josh Stoltz in the 99. He pokes out right there. Oh, and into the wall goes Stoltz. And a 50-50 rail slide. He'll get some Tony Hawk points for that, but that's probably going to bring the caution out. There it is. Caution is out. I have a feeling Mr. Stoltz will be on Twitter here in a little bit. Oh, netcode, big time. I'll add to that also, wow, near miss there for, looks like here, for Joel there, Harleman. Now let's add to the fact that the car is inside there, which was, Estrada was kind of coming up the track a little bit there, so we can't, obviously it's a very tight situation there. Look at it, one more again here. Looks like it's already happened at this point. Here we go. Oh my gosh, big net code. Let's get one more view of it here. I'm gonna hit stop really quickly. I'm gonna back it up a little bit, and let's go on board. Let's actually get you a good camera shot here. How about the old rear chaser? This would be a good one. There's the net code, and here's the 50-50. caution out as we have more cars to pit road, it looks like. Geisler, Porcelli, Van de Sanders come in as the window now officially is there for these guys to go the rest of the way. And if you're obviously in the lead pack and you've just pitted on that last caution, you are in max save right now and potentially stealing track position here. Oh, you get plenty of styler points, sir. Well, 29 laps to go this time by. And while we got a break here in the action, let's take a look here really quickly again at what's coming up here in the near future. For those who are new to watching the VOR series here, presented by the Apex Sage Coaching, this is your schedule for the rest of the season. Of course, we took a 3-week break just now, the old F1 version, except VOR's version of a summer break, as we hit Circuit Spa-Francorchamps. We go overseas for a race, and then we come back to Indianapolis for the road race on October 2nd. Then October 9th, it is Indianapolis for the annual 300-mile race there, or seasonal, I guess I should call it. Milwaukee Mile on the 16th, and we take a week off and come back on the day before Halloween at Watkins Glen. And we take another week off, and we'll come back on the 13th at Texas. And then right before Thanksgiving, we'll carve up the turkey and a bunch of cars at Daytona, and then run Chicagoland, the finale, on the 4th of December. Here's where Sneaky Me's trying to come into play. I'm looking around all the IndyCar channels that I have on Discord to see if I can find any drivers who might be hanging out in the channel. I was going to grab them and pull them up, but unfortunately none of them are in any of the channels. So we're going to move on, and we're going to go back green here. Cohen Evans, Jim Herrick, it is the LMC Gear teammates up front here. Isaac Morris in third. Oscar Fredrickson, I've only said his name a couple times tonight, running fourth. And there's James Watson. And teammate right behind him is Sebastian Kinder. And here's a wad of cars back here. Almost two, almost three wide now off turn two. Estrada making moves. Up on the high side, that is Ryan Eric King in a 4-car making moves. Got to go now. Who put Takuma Sato in the 4-car? There's the 7 inside there of Davala, trying to get around the 47 of Grijalva. There's a couple names that'll get you some good Scrabble points, with all due respect to both names. Oh, one car up against the wall. Sadiq is in it. So a car that was running pretty well up in the top 5 has put it in the wall. And now he gets to the apron. What a great job. You know what? Credit to him, as Jim Herrick, by the way, leads this race. Credit to whatever number he is, 87, for keeping that car in the wall. It's very easy to see another car yank himself off the wall and put him down into trouble on his inside. He kept it clean, kept it classy up against the wall. How hard it is to do it. Now the caution is out. Yeah, I think it's going to be for Sadiq. I'm not seeing any other cars in trouble on the track other than Sadiq. So let's go back and see what happens to the young man, the 87. He's already in the wall at this point. This is as Herrick takes the lead there. You see the 22 out of shape here, and oh, you know what? The 87 just had so much momentum where the 22 was in line. It was just a bad spot. And the 87 plants it. Caution out again. Let's go back and I want to go on board with Bart Fauerstein, because this is one of those wrecks out of many that you see in iRacing that you can almost do like a real life impersonation. What happens when you all of a sudden see tire debris in the middle of the interstate when you're driving? Oh crap, where'd that come from? Whoop! What, look at these guys, 6 gear, max save. Well, you know what, Gary? Some tracks are like that, though. I think of, what's it now? I think Chicago's another one where I've seen cautions come out just from cars exiting out on the apron. Some tracks are like that. Some tracks aren't. I mean, you go to Vegas, for instance, it's the total opposite. I mean, you could wreck and be almost in the middle of the back straightaway and no caution comes out. It just comes back to the track and settings and stuff. And depending on where Sadiq came to rest, of course, what we didn't see, and I can go back here and look real quick while you have a minute, is when he comes to a stop, where does he stop and was there anybody around him? Here he is against the wall. Let's watch here. He pulls to the apron. He stops relatively quickly. Makes you wonder if he really was the caution. Let's look around and see if I can find anybody spun out maybe. I don't see smoke anywhere, so alrighty then. Well, we carry on. Gary, I never see what you mean. Come on. So 22 laps to go. As they cross the line here, they get 1 to go this time by. I think we can throw the fuel out the window now. It's now pretty much go as hard as you can to try to get what you can get. Got Isaac Morris 13 laps into this stint with 22. That would be 35 laps, so I guess you can't really throw fuel out the window, can you? You got Dakota DeMay, who pitted 7 laps ago. He's looking at 27 laps or so he's good to go on fuel. So you got some of these guys who are going to be in probably save or in max fuel or max pace, and then other cars going to be in max fuel. All right, going to come back to green, 21 laps to go. And I believe we are at that part in the series, and Gary, correct me if I'm wrong, where all the lap cars go to the back now on restart. So we have our actual field here. Isaac Morris, Jim Herrick. Could he pull an upset here at Pocono? How cool would that be? I'm sorry, I know you're not supposed to have favorites or anything like that, but Jim Herrick winning a race period would be awesome. Seeing him up here is awesome. Cohen Evans third, Oscar Fredrickson, James Watson, your top 5. Not till 10 to go. Thank you, AJ. I know some leagues it's 25, some it's 10, some yeah. I could say some words lucky dog, but Gary might cut my stream off the air some wizard-like way. Here's Estrada to the inside of Ty Richter, who's having a great run in that 33 car, led some laps earlier. But once again, that bottom line just does not exist right now unless you can get a run like Van de Sant. Don't make me get into that debate again. 3 wide around turn 1. All take, no give anymore. Isaac out 0.4 of a second. They're going to go for it again here. Another almost 4 wide into 1. Heck, with all the lanes they're running, it's possible to go 4 wide. You just might not want to be that way coming off the corner. Julian got a little tight off the corner. Here comes Alex to his inside. The one going to make a move. Just see if... I think everybody's in full send right now. Julian going to pop out here? Probably. Yeah, he's going to. Thought he was going to be hesitant for a second there. Does Geisler make it 4? This is wild. Oh, now, don't go 3 wide into the tunnel turn. Yes, I'm yelling at the drivers. That's the admin enemies coming out. Yeah, Porcelli will run on Watson. Having trouble getting around Kinder there, who I was reading earlier in Discord having some internet issues, and rumor has it he's running on his own Wi-Fi off his phone. That would be impressive to do that. I mean, I've heard of people doing it. Hopefully he's got unlimited data. 16 laps to go. Jim Herrick's kept it within a half second. Cohen Evans right there behind him. But some fierce fighting going on back here. I was going to say, if there's anybody we're going to see run the high side in this track, it's going to be Julian. As he makes the pass on Kinder. Van de Sande going to try to make the same move. And I think he's going to get that spot and caught Kinder off guard. Kinder going to over-under him or cross him over. Great stuff up here. All in the ninth position area. Last season's winner, Alex Van de Sande, trying to get back to the front. Looked like earlier he was going to run away with this race. Oh, tight back there. Kinder almost some contact with Estrada. Another guy having a great run. Oh, look like Kinder maybe got the outside wall. Very close to if he did. Check back up here in the front. Isaac Morris, 7/10 of a second lead over Jim Herrick. Again, the $1 million question. Can these guys go 35 laps on a tank of fuel? Of course, I'm going to botch this accent, but knowing if I were to ask Isaac right now, his words would be like, well, I think I can, or something terrible like that with the Welsh accent he has. I can just picture him in my head saying, I think I can. And this is getting feisty right here. I think Alex is back here throwing a little Happy Trails chili mix on this battle. Problem is these guys are now some 6 seconds back from Isaac Morris. And the one thing we can say tonight, track position has ruled everybody. And what has been fantastic racing from everyone. Fredrickson is up to the 4th spot. Oscar started all the way back in the 20th position tonight. As Ryanair King going by Sebastian Kinder. Kinder's almost off the pace over here in turn 3 right now. As a matter of fact, Kinder is going to bring the caution out. I think he was trying to use the access road or something to come to pit road and lost the back end. You see Kinder off the pace, and I think he's going to try to use this access road in turn 3. Let's see. Sure does, and oh, he catches the grass, and around she goes. Oh, if he doesn't release the brake, I think we don't get the caution, but he rolls it backwards there, and the caution comes out with 10 laps to go. Now, I haven't done any real dad jokes tonight, and I know been some great racing, but needless to say, there are going to be some drivers tonight that will not have some Kinder thoughts about that. That is a fantastic question, Gary. Let's see if we can find out. Let's back up about 10 seconds before the wreck happened. So here's Kinder down the, oh, you called it, Gary. Well done. Into the outside wall. That's why he joins me in the booth a lot of races, boys, right there. And Bazinga. Of course, knowing Gary now, he's running around Chicago in a Best in the World t-shirt, yelling Best in the World around the whole city. So let's take a look at another race recap real quickly of what you have missed so far here with our race summary. 8 cautions for 21 laps. Lewis Woodall still with the old purple lap, as we like to call it, with a 41.8. Isaac Moores leading this race. Again, next week it will be Spa-Francorchamps. Race number 5 next week. Well, we've had 3 different winners so far on the series this season. Isaac Morris looking to be the first repeat. Of course, as we review back, Alex Van de Sant. Got the win in the opening race of the season at Auto Club Speedway. It was Isaac at Iowa. And then Gavin Sanders, who's not here tonight, winning race number 3 at Road America, taking all that time to finally get that first career victory. We're going to get 1 to go this time by. We'll get the green with 7 laps to go. And remember, what is not in an IndyCar race, at least the majority of them, green, white, checker finishes. So, because of that, if we get to about 3 laps to go, 4 laps to go in this race, we could be at what I used to call the point of no return, meaning we're not coming back to green at this point. Since Gary and I both just referenced CM Punk, with me mentioning Chicago and him running around the Best in the World t-shirt, I think it's a fair time to say, Gary, 7 laps to go and we get the green. Is it clubbering time? Here we go, off turn 3. I about said 4. There ain't no turn 4 at Pocono. as Isaac leads him to the green very slowly. A very Isaac Morris-like restart right there. Slow. And here we go. Can Herrick pull the upset here? I bring up the TI race again Tuesday night as Oscar goes for third. Jim Herrick started sixth in that race and wrecked in turn 2 on lap 1. And I saw his post on Discord later that night, and I quote, actually I can't quote it exactly, but I know something of sort of, man, wrecking on lap 1, I really feel like a rookie now. How's Jim feeling right now? Running second, a half second back from Isaac, and a shot to get redemption on the triangle. Van de Sand, Porcelli going to war here. Laps. Who has saved enough fuel? I'm pretty sure everybody's good to go, but you never know. Guys still looking to poke out on Dakota. Now, I don't want to jinx anything here, Gary, but you don't think the last lap, let's just hope not. Julian Altena goes purple, 41.7. Everybody keeping it clean so far. Cohen Evans up in the third spot right now. Fredrickson, Julian Altena from dead last to fifth. Three laps to go, so the point of no return is hit as Van de Sant goes purple. Ryan Eric King and Matt Houston going at it here. This is back at the 13th position, 14th. And Van de Sant, trouble for him. I'm not sure, did he maybe spin or something coming to pit road, or did he have to come to pit road? He's coming to his pit stall here. I don't know what happened here. I don't know. Maybe that's the case here. Is Isaac going to bring it off turn 3? White flag, final lap from Pocono. Down the Long Pond straightaway into the tunnel turn. Isaac just trying to bring her home. As you see Julian poke out on Dakota for fourth. Going to take that spot away into the corner. And he's going to be the first repeat winner of the season as Isaac Morris has scored to win in the Pocono 300. Jim Herrick second, Cohen Evans, Julian Altina fourth, and Dakota DeMay your top five. And let's go see what happened to Alex Van de Sant. Oh, look at him crank that. That looks, let's back it up a little bit here because, you know, you brought this up before. Isaac's already in the pit stall at that point. I am not sure entirely what happened here. Either way, congrats to Isaac on the win as he celebrates with some burnouts. Let's take a look at the final results. Isaac wins it by 1.2 seconds over Jim Herrick. I know that guy is going to be very excited. Cohen Evans third, Julian Altina fourth, and Dakota DeMay your top five. Oscar Fredrickson sixth, Thomas Geisler seventh. Antonio Estrada had a great run tonight, finished eighth. David Porcelli, and how about James Watson, a top 10 finish as he continues to improve as a driver. Grijalva 11th, great run for him. Ryan Eric King, Tyler Davala in only his fourth career start, he finishes 13th. Matt Houston 14th. Coogan, Ty Richter, Christian Alajo in 17th. Sebastian Kinder 19th. Forsyth Van de Sant ends up 20th, so tough break for him at the end of this race. Sudik 21st, 22nd to Fauerstein. Harlman 23rd. Josh Stoltz 24th. Lewis Woodall 25th. Josh Christensen. Cressage, Cameron Bostain, and A.J. Musselman, unfortunately going to finish last year this evening in the 54 car in a fantastic race. It's all fuel cautions, but, I mean, a fantastic event and some great racing in the end and a great finish for a lot of drivers, including our winner, Isaac Morris, who joins us now from Victory Lane. Isaac, congratulations. First repeat winner of the season, and you get yourself a Triple Crown win at the Pocono Raceway.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was a good race.
Yeah, talk about, obviously, the battle out there, because it was all about fuel mileage at one point, then it was track position, and it was like a short stinting, and all these different things were taking place. It seemed like every caution was twisting the race one way or another.
So for the first, I think it's the 83 laps, and then we had the caution where a lot of us pit. I figured out that I had enough fuel to make it to the end if I was to fuel save a little bit. So that's what I was going to go for if we went green to the end, because then I was waiting for all the others to pit, and then we just have general track position over everyone. So that's what I was kind of waiting for. But then it worked out really well in our favor. So then we pit, and then we had track position anyway due to everyone pitting under caution. I had Jim and Cohen ahead of me. I don't know what happened to Cohen, but at one point he just seemed to let off and let me and Jim by. I wasn't too sure if that was a fuel thing or what was going on there, but that just made life a little bit easier for me because the cautions had allowed me to save enough fuel just to go mix one and just send it to the end of the race. And then the next caution just solidified that further. So yeah, it was a really fun race. There was a bit of some weird moments, especially on I think it was lap 62, when me and Alex made contact, but I had to avoid Ty. So hopefully that didn't affect his race too much. But yeah, so I apologize to Alex for that. And yeah, it was just an all-round great race. And it's just nice to be back into the championship fight after everything that's happened the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, of course, obviously having those couple weeks off, you were able to regroup and to come out here in this race tonight. You mentioned having the fuel and stuff, and of course now you go to your kind of a specialty for you as you hit the road, and not to mention heading the closest race you'll have to home this season over in Belgium. But I know that's got to be a good feeling knowing that you got some momentum coming from a win here going to a road course race.
Well, I mean, with all the new updates to the car, tire model, handling model, everything, the car in general just feels really different. So it is going to be a bit touch and go. It is literally going to be about who can adapt to the new settings and the new handling model the quickest. And it's all about finding the right balance with the aero in the setup now. Obviously, I know it's not open setup, but just hopefully the fixed setup has the right aero balance, because otherwise it's going to be very difficult to do certain corners like Rouge and Radion and Blanchimont and Pouon. All them sort of corners are going to become really difficult. So it'll be interesting to see who does well and who doesn't. I'm not necessarily saying I'm going to do well, because it's literally a whole new ballpark for me now, because everything's just new, and go learn everything again. So yeah.
I got to ask the question. This comes to my mind as you bring up the new build. Obviously, that build came out Wednesday. We ran a race Tuesday night. Obviously, new build comes out Wednesday. Was there much of a difference in the oval setup? Because obviously, two different builds, and you just ran Pocono twice in 1 week.
I don't think it's necessarily anything, the new update to the build, it wasn't necessarily anything to do with the oval. It was more to do with the road course tire parameters. Because I think, I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think the tire model from last season was based off the oval tires. So that's like why the rear tires would heat up so quickly, and so basically the tires were designed for oval, but we were running them on road. So but yeah, I don't think there's anything different to the oval. The only thing that's different tonight was the setup, and it did take me a few laps when I was in Dirty Edge to get used to everything. But when I found something on the tools that was comfortable, started consistently running that, and things worked out really well for me. So yeah.
Well, great job tonight, man. Shout out to whoever you like to.
Give a shout out to Gary for letting me be on his team. Also a shout out to all the Kamagoye boys, and also a shout out to Apex Age Coaching. Obviously they sponsor the car, and obviously the league. Things have been a bit quiet on my end with Apex Age Coaching at the moment, but we've got some things coming out soon. Just really been focusing on a lot of things. So with the coaching side. Yeah, and then a shout out to Jim and Cohen as well. I think this is his first VOR podium, so I'm really, really happy for him. And yeah, it's great to see Cohen on the podium again and share the podium with him. We've shared it plenty of times, and he's a great driver, road and oval. And yeah, shout out to all the boys of VOR as well. I sit in the voice call with them in the race. They're always great help, and yeah, so just a general shout out to everyone, really.
Well, no, great job
Yeah.
tonight. Yeah, great job,
Thank
man.
you.
Go
Thank
celebrate a win and a second win this season, and welcome back to the points battle. So we'll talk next week in Spa.
Thank you.
I
Thank
expect
you,
a
Chris.
tour, by the way.
Hopefully.
Thanks, man. Isaac Morris joining us, or winning the race, I should say, just joining us. And man, I got this one here is going to be a cool interview to do. Jim Herrick joins us, and Jim, before I ask you any questions, I got to bring this up, and I'm going to read a quote, and it says, "If I could ever last more than a lap at Pocono, I might have enough experience in dirty air to know what the hell just happened. I guess that low line doesn't work in traffic. Noted." There's something you learned in the last 4 days that helped you out? That was you on Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, after it wasn't just Tuesday, my last two races, actually my only two races in the R18 at Pocono, ended in the turn 2 wall on lap 1, both of them. So I definitely came into this race looking for a little redemption, with a little more, a little more conservative strategy on the opening lap. I think I haven't done a lot of ovals in the R18, and the tire model is different than the DW12, so it caught me off guard a little bit, and just took me a little while to get used to how to manage the car in dirty air. But yeah, it was really really refreshing to come away with a podium today.
Did you do anything different turn 2, lap 1? Did you kind of let out the gas a little earlier, just kind of roll through the corner a little bit different? Be like, all right, you stay away from me.
I actually changed my line a little bit. I found that in clean air and then qualifying, you can take a little lower entry and gain some speed, but I learned the hard way that line does not work in dirty air, and so I just avoided it at all costs. I lifted a little bit, just gave up a little going into the turn just to make sure that I could get the car turned, and after first 10, 20 laps or so, then I pretty much had it down. So just really excited.
Yeah, you guys had a pit stop. You guys went into pit road at lap, let me do the math here real quickly. It would be lap 76. Nope, that's 47. Lap 86. You went to pit road for the final time in this race. Did you know at that point that you were going to make it on fuel the rest of the way from there? And two, what was the strategy behind that move?
Yeah, when that caution came out, the team, we were on the radio talking about it. We knew that there was going to be 33 to go when we went green, which is right at the edge of the fuel window. So I was rolling the dice. I was going to take a shot that I could stretch it. It's normally about 30 laps, but if you save, you can stretch, if you're real conservative, up to 33. So I was going to give it my best shot, and fortunately we had a couple cautions come out, so didn't really need to save the fuel anymore, and was able to just go flat out to the end.
Well, it was a fantastic job, man. I'm happy for you. I'm proud of you because I know you've been through a lot, and I know you're going through a lot, working on a lot of great things in the future that I cannot wait to put out there to the world and explain to them what you got going on. But until then, man, I'm happy for you. Great finish, and shout out to whoever you like to, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I just want to shout out to Julian and Matt, the guys at VOR that put on the league. It's a really fun league. I love racing in it. Saturday nights are difficult for me to make a lot of times, but I sure do have fun when I'm here. And shout out to Captain Esports Network for doing the broadcasts, and the LMCgear.com racing team. Great podium with Cohen and myself up there in second and third, and shout out to Isaac for the win tonight. So yeah, thanks to everybody, and I'm just super excited to get my first podium. I've been working pretty hard at it, and it's just feels good.
All right, Jim. Well, say hi to the family. Congratulations on your second place run, man. Happy for you.
Thank you much. Have a good night.
You too, buddy. Jim Herrick there, of course, second place finisher tonight, and like I said, if we had the time, I would share all the great stuff he's got coming in the near future, and I'm excited for what Jim's got going on personally in his life. Definitely some good things there. All right, Cohen Evans joins us, finishing third. The second course, I lose my terminology in my head. LMC gear guy. That's the word I'm looking forward to on the podium here. So great job. You and Jim obviously working a strategy out together and coming out with another top 3 finish.
Yeah, it worked out quite nicely there at the end. Not sure what to say. That race had its ups and downs throughout the race, but that's what happens during 300 miles. So, yeah.
I got to ask the obvious question. You did not fly through this field like you did Tuesday night. Was it a matter of just different setup, or was it a matter of obviously the field being a little more spread out and a lot more cars, the weather, or was it just you just didn't get that lucky?
I think it's a lot of things. First of all, I think I qualified 8th, so I was already quite high at the start. And then during the big update on Wednesday, I think they changed the setup, so it wasn't exactly the same. So that threw me off a bit, and took a little bit of getting used to, but it still helped. Tuesday still helped because a lot of the tricks there I remembered and I used tonight, especially the high line. That was super useful during the first half of the race while it still worked. So, yeah.
For those who don't know, Tuesday night, this man started back in like 16th or so, somewhere back there, and was leading by like lap 10. It was like amazing how he just flew through everybody pretty much. But a little exaggeration there, but still, that was the kind of race he had. But tonight he does even better, finishing 3rd after starting in the 9th position this evening, Cohen, and obviously a good start to the season for you. As I think back, you've had a couple good finishes.
I think so. I don't remember them all. I think I had the podium in one of the road courses earlier this season.
It was like last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've had like 2 weeks off. That's forever.
Still, great job, though, in the end tonight. Go celebrate the 3rd. We can remember right now. How's that? 3rd place finish for you.
Yeah.
Go celebrate. Shout out to whoever you like to.
I'll shout out Jim on his nice 2nd place tonight. It was really well done for him. Worked out the correct strategy with me, and we got it done.
Great job, man. Celebrate, and we'll hopefully see you next week.
I think we're off, but yes.
Are we off? Did I get the schedule wrong again?
I think we're off. Maybe we'll talk on Tuesday.
Nope.
All right, I'm
Next
good.
week's Spa.
Next week's Spa? I thought we had a week off.
I think it may be in the original schedule you did.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Everything's changing. I don't know what's going on anymore. What's today's date? No, I'm just kidding.
We're all a little bit autistic, aren't we? So.
Well, great job, Cohen. Go celebrate.
Sure will.
All right, buddy. Cohen Evans joining us, 3rd place finish. Much like a lot of us in the world, we don't know what the heck is when anymore. So, but Cohen, of course, a great run for him tonight, finishing in the 3rd position. So, all right. I guess it's time for me to go get some sleep. I need some rest. I actually have tomorrow off, like work-wise, so I'm going to sleep. So with that said, you guys, thanks for everyone for watching. And appreciate everybody's time and everybody putting up with me and my tiredness and getting through this. It's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. I have too much going on. It's just one of those things where sometimes your actual job tires you out a little bit sometimes. But we'll get there and we'll move on from there. But next week it is Spa-Francorchamps. I'm going to have Isaac or somebody take me for some laps around that track. So, one, I can learn how to say the terms so I can get some people off my back. There's some people I know very well that pick on me because I don't know how to say, like, was it Radion or Radallion or whatever it's pronounced, or Eau Rouge and stuff like that, and Blancmont or whatever the hell it's called. So anyways, we'll worry about that next week. Congrats, Isaac, on the win. Congrats to all the top 5, all the viewers for watching tonight. We appreciate you. Appreciate, of course, Apex Sage Coaching for sponsoring this VOR IndyCar Series. And, of course, as I mentioned, the viewers and the racers, thank you for the fun job this evening here at Pocono. It's good to be back on a Saturday night broadcasting. So, with that said, remember, as I said Friday night, let's remember today. Let's think about those families who are still healing 20 years later and have to still put up with the fact that 20 years ago their loved ones woke up that morning and know that they didn't come home that day, and that's sad to think about when you put that into perspective. So think about those families and all the heroes that we lost during that whole deal, and think about those that continue to fight for this country up until today and even into the future. So we appreciate everybody, and thoughts and prayers with all those families, and we'll never forget 9/11, and we go on from there. So always remember, this isn't just a game. It is iRacing. You guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.